Introduction for alkalinity. Alkalinity is a measure of the capacity of water to neutralize acids. The objectives for alkalinity: first, to know the methods used to measure pH and alkalinity, to be able to calibrate pH meter, and to determine the alkalinity of water sample and express it in terms of ppm of CaCO3.
So now I will briefly explain the procedure of the alkalinity test. These are the apparatus needed for the test. The first one is the pH reader, and then the electrode, and then the magnetic stirrer with the beaker, and then inside is filled with our water sample, HCl, titrant, and the burette. So first we have to make sure that the electrode is quite near to the bottom of the beaker and not touching the magnetic stirrer. And then after that we wait, and then we record the constant reading of the pH, and then we add the pH, the hydrochloric acid into the water sample, and then until the reading of the pH is constant, we record it, and then after that we add titrate. We add until the reading of the pH device shows 4.5 pH, and then the reading is recorded. And then after the experiment is done, the titration curve is plotted. That's all. Thank you. Introduction for BOD test is biochemical oxygen demand is defined as the amount of oxygen needed by bacteria to decompose organic matter under aerobic condition. And the objective of this test is to determine the BOD of a water sample.
I am Go, and I will continue to present about the procedure of BOD test. Firstly, the dilution water sample is prepared by adding 1 ml of phosphate buffer, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, and perchloride. Then the water sample is neutralized by using the H2SO4 or NaOH to the pH of 7. Every BOD bottle is prepared and filled with 3 different water samples, which is from the upstream, downstream, and the blend water sample. And each water sample is 100 ml. And measure the initial DO level for each water sample by using the oxygen meter. Before proceed to another water sample, you have to clean the oxygen meter with tissue water. Put the BOD bottle into the BOD incubator, and make sure that the BOD incubator is set to 20 degrees Celsius. After 5 days, check the final DO reading for every water sample by using the oxygen meter. And seal the mouth of the BOD bottle by using a sealing film.
Introduction of total suspended solid. Total suspended solid include all particles which will not pass through a water sample. The objective is to determine the concentration of total suspended solid in a water sample.
So we proceed to the procedure. For the preparation, put the glass fiber into the vacuum pump and turn on the vacuum pump. Wet the filter paper and put the filter paper into the vacuum pump. Rinse the filter paper with distilled water and pour 100 ml of water sample. Wait until it is done and turn off the vacuum pump. Carefully take out the filter paper and place it on aluminum plate. Place the sample in the drying oven at 105 degrees for at least 1 hour. Take out the dried sample and let it cool on room temperature. Wait and record the sample.
This is the data of the sample. The data and the result of 3 experiments, which are alkalinity, BOD, and total suspended solid. The pH value of the water sample is 6.73, will decrease continuously by adding 0.2 ml of HCl. For the graph, we can obtain the alkalinity of the water sample is 22.5 ppm calcium carbonate. So there are a lot of factors influence the accuracy of the experiment, which are the beaker might not be cleaned before use, and the apparatus might not be maintained before use, and systematic error. conclusion, alkalinity indicates the ability of the water body to neutralize the acid. So for the experiment, the alkalinity of the water sample is 22.5 ppm calcium carbonate. So all the objective is achieved.
Is it necessary to add sodium hydroxide or hydrochloric acid into the sample for BOD analysis? If yes, what is the volume? It is not necessary to add sodium hydroxide or hydrochloric acid into the sample for BOD analysis as the pH value of the sample is between 6 and 8. However, if the pH value is not between 6 and 8, NaOH or HCl should be added to adjust pH to 7 until 7.2.
Discussion of BOD. The dilution value is 0.25. The BOD value is 6.48 mg per liter. The range of BOD per 100 mm value is 6 to 12, so the BOD obtained are accepted. One of the factor effect accuracy is the existence of air bubbles inside the bottle. The conclusion, the BOD indicates the amount of oxygen consumed by microorganisms to decompose organic matter. The objective of the experiment is achieved.
Discussion for total suspended solid. Total suspended solid for sample 1 is 55.0 mg per liter, while total suspended solid for sample 2 is 34.0 mg per liter. So, average total suspended solid is 44.5 mg per liter. There are few factors that affect accuracy of the reading. One of the filter paper might not be completely dried. The mass might include weight of water. Conclusion for total suspended solid. Concentration of total suspended solids is 44.5 mg per liter. The tested area has high concentration of total suspended solid. As the total suspended solids increases, the water body begins to lose its ability to support a diversity of aquatic life. Conclusion for total suspended solid. Concentration of total suspended solids is 44.5 mg per liter. The tested area has high concentration of total suspended solid. As the total suspended solids increases, the water body begins to lose its ability to support a diversity of aquatic life.